Hi, I'm Thomas. This is the course Principles of Management, and today's lecture is Organizational Design. There are 6 foundational components of any organization design, and they are work specialization, which answers the question, what are you good at? For example, an accountant is good at accounting, an engineer is good at engineering. It's possible that one person is actually good at both. These concepts relate to work specialization. Departmentalization answers the question, who do you work with? Companies generally organize employees either based on function, which would be accountants working with other accountants, engineers working with other engineers, or by division. One example of divisions would be product lines. It could be that a group of employees works on, say, furniture, and another group of employees works on, say, lighting. Chain of command relates to the question, who do you report to? In some organizations, reporting is to one particular person in all circumstances, and in other organizations, one individual might report to a variety of individuals depending on the circumstances and the need. Span of control answers the question, how many people do you manage? Some organizations allow for a manager to control 3, 4, 5 people. Others might allow for a manager to control 10 or 20 people, or perhaps even more. Centralization and decentralization answers the question, who decides? When there's one decision maker for a large group or a large operation, this is centralization. When an organization works under decentralization, this means that there are more people who have authority to make decisions without going to one particular individual in all cases. And finally, formalization answers the question, how many rules do you have? A formal organization operates by rules almost constantly, whereas an informal organization probably has rules, but also operates based on circumstances and new ideas and intuition. We can categorize companies depending on how they manage these 6 elements as either mechanistic or organic. The descriptions on the left side of the slide all relate to mechanistic or bureaucratic organizations, which tend to be rules-based and limited in flexibility. The descriptions on the right hand of the slide describe organic organizations, which tend to be more flexible and adaptive, and the organic structure has become more common over time. With that being said, there are 4 important factors which affect the preference of a company for structure. One is strategy. A company focused on cost control will tend to follow a mechanistic structure, while a company focusing on innovation needs to be adaptive, needs to be innovative, and they'll focus on the organic structures. Size of company. Large companies tend to be mechanistic, whereas smaller companies tend to be organic. Technology needs or technology focus. Routine technology utilization is in line with the mechanistic elements, and non-routine technology requiring more adaptability, more innovation is in line with the organic elements. And finally, environmental uncertainty. The more stable a company is, the more it will tend to be mechanistic, whereas instability will lead a company, based on the need for flexibility and quick response to unexpected changes, to be more of an organic structure. And looking at traditional designs in an organization, the functional structure is using the activities, the professional skills of the employees as the structure base. So an organization using a functional structure will have divisions for finance and accounting, for marketing, for human resources, for IT, etc. A divisional structure is based on divisions of a company, and there are 3 possible division concepts, which are product. Earlier I mentioned 2 products. A company might organize based on furniture and lighting, two different products of the company. Another possibility is customer base. Companies could organize based on retail customers and wholesale customers. And a third option is geography. Companies, for example, could organize based on operations in the Middle East, operations in Europe, and operations in the Americas. And a matrix structure is a combination of functional and divisional structure. Neither one is a structure that meets all of the needs of an organization, and so some organizations combine both into the matrix structure. The advantage of the matrix structure is it allows the use of both functional and divisional concepts. The challenge of the matrix structure is it's complicated, and it often produces two sources of authority for one employee, which can create some confusion and some conflict in situations in which one authority source is telling the employee to do one thing and another authority source, another supervisor, is stating another thing. This concludes our lecture, Basic Organizational Design. Be sure to be in class when we use these concepts in our case study analysis. I look forward to seeing you then.